Welcome to Momedaram. In this video, we will see what is a string and how many ways we can able to create string objects in Java. String represents sequence of characters enclosed within the double quotes. String is nothing but if you represent any value with the double quotes, that we can say as a string. Here if you see, we have represented Mohammed within double quotes and Java in double quotes, 1 2 3 in double quotes, string in double quotes. So we can say these are all the strings in Java. String is not a keyword in Java, it is a final class in Java. So string class is a final class and it is available in java.lang package. This is a final class, so we cannot able to create any subclass. If you try to create subclass, it will give error saying cannot inherit from final, that is java.lang.string. That is string is a final class, so we cannot able to create any subclasses. String is a derived type. It is not a primitive type. It is a derived type. Java.lang.string objects are immutable. This is very important point related to strings. String objects are immutable in nature. That means once we create string objects, we cannot modify them. Whenever we try to modify the existing string object, a new string object is created with the modifications. That means existing object is not at all altered. In this example, we have created string name is equals to Momedaram, and we are trying to add Java with Momedaram. When we are trying to print after that name, it is giving Momedaram only. So in general, when we execute this one, so Momedaram Java object will be created and it will be not assigned to any value, but it will not change in the name. Whatever the string we have created, existing string, it will not be modified. In how many ways we can create a string objects? In Java, we can able to create a string objects by using two ways. That is, one is by using new operator and the another one is literals. So we can able to create a string objects using two ways. One is by using new keyword and another one is literal. Now let us see this new object. Whenever we create a string s is equals to new string of Momedaram, how many objects will be created in the case of first statement and how many objects will be created in the second statement. So when we execute this statement, first statement, how many objects will be created, we'll see. In Java, the object will be saved in the heap memory or in the SCP, string constant pool, for the string objects. Whenever we use a new keyword, the object will be created in the heap memory and it will be assigned to the respected variable, and the same copy of that object will be created in the string constant pool for the future purpose. So here this in the string constant pool, this object is created, but externally it is not pointed to any object, but internally JVM will point to the some other references. So whatever the objects are available in string constant pool, they will not be eligible for garbage collection because they will be pointed with some references internally. So when you use a string s is equals to new string, that time two objects will be created, one object in the heap memory and another object in the string constant pool. Now let us see in the second statement. Whenever we create an object by using literal, that object will be created in the string constant pool only. So it will not create in the heap area, so it will be created only in string constant pool. Whenever we are creating a object using string literal, first JVM it will checks it will checks with this content if any object is already created in the string constant pool. If it is already created, it will point to that object. If it is not there, then only it will create in the string constant pool. So it will not create the new object, just it will point into the same object. And whenever we create a object by using string literal, object will be created in the string constant pool only. How many objects will be created in the following code and where they will be stored? In interviews also they will ask like this. They will give some statements and they will ask how many objects will be created and where they will be stored. In that time we should able to answer them. Now let us see. In the first statement, string s is equals to new string of Momedaram. As we know, whenever we create a string object by using new keyword, object will be created in the heap memory and it will be pointed to the reference will be, it will be assigned to the s1. And also copy will be created in the string constant pool. Now the second statement, string st is equals to new string of Momedaram. So as we know, whenever we use new operator, the object will be created in the heap memory. Even if it is having same content also, it will create a new object in the heap memory and it will assign it to the respected reference. In our case it will be pointed to the string s2. And the same copy of the object will be created in the string constant pool. But whenever we are trying to create a string this content, first JVM it will checks in the string constant pool whether it is already there or not. So in our first statement, this object is created in the string constant pool. So in the second statement, it will not create object in the string constant pool. In the third statement, whenever we create a string object using literal, object will be created in the string constant pool. But in our case, in the string constant pool with the same content, object already there, so it will not create, it will be reuse the same object. So s3 will point to this Momedaram object which is already existing. Now in the fourth statement, here if you see Momedaram, in this case also object will be created in the string constant pool, but the object is already there, so it will be pointed directly to that object. So for this fourth statement, 3 objects will be created and 2 objects will be in the heap area and 1 object will be in string constant pool. Now let us see some other examples. In this case, string s is equals to new string of Momedaram. After that, string dot concat of software. After that, s is equals to s dot concat of developer. Now let us see how many objects will be created and where they will be stored for this example. As we know, whenever we create a string object by using new keyword, object will be created in the heap memory. So Momedaram object will be created and it will be pointed to the reference s. And the same copy will be created in the string constant pool if it is not there. The next statement is string dot concat of software. So in this case, first software object will be, software is a literal, right? So it will be created in, it will be checked in the string constant pool. If it is there, it is not there, then it will be created in the string constant pool. Then it will perform the operation. Whenever we are trying to modify the existing object, that time new object will be created with that content. So here we are doing concat is a runtime operation, so the new object will be created with Momedaram software in the heap memory. So Momedaram software, it will be, object will be created, but it will not be pointed to any reference because here we are not having any reference, so it will be eligible for garbage collection, and this software will be created in the string constant pool. So whenever we are perform runtime operations, the object will be created in the heap memory. In the next statement, if you see s dot concat of developer, here we are using developer is a literal. So first this developer will be created in the string constant pool, and this operation we are performing runtime operation. So the new object will be created in the heap memory, that is Momedaram developer in the heap memory. So Momedaram developer object will be created. Now in this statement we are referring this object with s. As soon as the controller comes here, when the object is created in the heap memory, the s will not point to this Momedaram and it will start pointing to this Momedaram developer object. So in this case, this Momedaram object and Momedaram software object will be eligible for garbage collection. To understand better, now we will see some other examples. So here string s is equals to Momedaram developer, string s1 is equals to Momedaram plus developer, string s2 is equals to Momedaram, s3 is equals to s2 plus developer, s4 is equals to Momedaram developer. Some statements are there. Now we will see how many objects will be created and they where will be stored. So in first statement string s we are using literal. As we know, whenever we use literals, the object will be created in the string constant pool if it is not already available. So the object will be created in the string constant pool and it will be pointed to the reference s. In the next second statement, here we are performing two strings concatenation by using plus symbol. So in this case both objects are like, this is the literal and this is also literal, so we can say both are constants. When we are performing concatenation for the constants, that will be executed at the compile time only. This is not a runtime operator, this is a compile time operation. So whenever compile time operation is happening, the object will be created in the string constant pool only. That means the JVM will treat this one as Momedaram plus developer as a single word. Single word means Momedaram developer as a single word it will treat. So it will check in the string constant pool. Momedaram developer, the same content is already available. So object won't be created in the string constant pool. Just it will point to that object. So S1 will point to this Momedaram developer object. In the next statement, Momedaram. So here also we are creating using string literals. The Momedaram object will be, if it is not there in the string constant pool, so it will be created in the string constant pool and it will point to that object. Now s2 will be pointed to this Momedaram object. In the next statement, string s3 is equals to s2 plus developer. In this statement s2 we are having, this is a normal variable. So whenever we are performing concatenation operations with any existing variables or any normal variables, that operation will be performed at runtime only. So this operation will not perform at compile time. So whenever an operation is performed and object is created at the runtime, that object will be created in the heap memory only. So in this case, this developer is a literal, it is not available in the string constant pool, so it will be created in the string constant pool and it is not pointed to the any object externally. Internally JVM will take care that. So now in the s3, s2 plus developer means Momedaram developer is the runtime operation object, so it is created in the heap area and it will be pointed to the string s3. Now string s4 is equals to Momedaram. This is final variable. Whatever it is, whenever we are creating a object using literal, it will be created in the string constant pool if it is not there. So Momedaram already there, this object will s4 will be pointed to this existing Momedaram object. Now in the last statement, so as we seen in the earlier case, whenever we are performing the operations with variables, that time operation will be performed at runtime and the object will be created in the heap area. But this s4 is not a normal variable, it is a final variable. That means final variable will be treated as constants. So constant plus constant, this will be, the operation will be executed at compile time only. So JVM, what it will do, this object S4 is Momedaram developer, Momedaram plus developer, it will concatenate and it will be created in the string constant pool only if it is not there. But in our case Momedaram developer is already there, so S5 will be pointed to this existing Momedaram developer object. So this is how objects will be created and stored in the heap memory or string constant pool. So let us summarize so far what we have discussed. We can create string objects using two ways. That is, one is by using new keyword and another one is literals. Whenever we create an object using the new keyword, or two objects will be created, and one is stored in the string constant pool and one more is stored in the heap area. Whenever we use literals, the object will be created in the string constant pool only. Next, if both are constants, that operation will perform at compile time only. That means if we are concatenating two string literals, that will, by using plus operator, that will be executed at compile time only. So the object will be created in the string constant pool only. If we have at least one normal variable, the operation will perform at runtime. That means object will be created at runtime only. So the object will be stored in the heap memory. So this is all about what is a string and how many ways we can able to create in Java. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.